we head to the home of motorsports. Charlotte Motor Speedway in Charlotte, North Carolina, over here in Concord, I should say, but it's Charlotte, North Carolina, where tonight we'll have ourselves a little bit of racing, but not for points, not to go towards the championship, but just for the love of the sport. Tonight, it's the Thanksgiving Classic here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Slide Job Racing League, a specially presented race broadcasting live to you, and of course, for those that may tune in after the fact, on demand. My name is Dawson Allen. As always, alongside me in the booth, it's Josh Coppernoll. Josh, welcome to the booth.
Hey, how you doing? Looking forward to this one. It's Thanksgiving Classic. A lot of money on the line, Dawson. This is a race that I think it's going to be a lot more aggressive than what we're used to seeing these guys race for, as things are a lot all series. But, you know, like I said, a lot of money on the line. I think it's going to be definitely some interesting racing that we see up front, because everybody wants that winner prize pool.
Yeah, indeed they do. Everybody wants to get that prize pool. I think right now the prize pool we are at, it's about $125, I think, is the prize pool. So a very, very good prize pool brewing for those that are racing. So we're going to have to see just what we see. But right now we're going to get you to look and see. There is the fastest car here. That is the 3 of Dylan Parker. He's sitting on pit road right now, just sitting at the exit of pit road, kind of blinking in and out, but he has set the fastest lap time thus far. He has put down a 25.516. That is the fastest we've seen so far. And just kind of looking through the rest of the field. A lot of names, as you'll notice, from the league. Of course, Brian Dees, Dane Cruz, our defending race winner. He won at Talladega last week. There's Jonathan Parker. Oscar Enriquez is here. Zach Probst, Alonso Chicano, Andrew Elias, and Glenn Bundren Jr. That is the top 10. But just a lot of guys here. It looks like 22 right now is the field count with just about 5 minutes to go here in practice, Josh.
Yeah, pretty good sized field we have tonight. 20 drivers have taken a lap time in practice, and there's still a couple more as well in the session. We're gonna see a pretty decent sized field, and yeah, this is coming off right at, like you said, this is coming off right after a really good Talladega racing. So
I see a lot of cars here in this little pack running around here. It looks like the 3 of Dylan Parker kind of rubbing the wall a little bit. You see one behind there hitting the wall. But someone I wanted to point out here, you see them right now, currently scored 5th fastest in this session. That's Jonathan Parker. You know, if you watch any other racing league, on any race on JCTV, you would know in the Pit News Truck Series, he is your current points leader. He is a very, very good driver. He has had a lot of success, but you know, you can't mention that league without mentioning the defending series champion. Not too far ahead of him here, riding around in the 8th position. That is Alonso Chicano. You know, you see it's showing the 25. He's showing the number 13. You'll see him spin into the inside wall along with, that is the 29, I believe, of Luke Knupp. But yeah, just kind of having some fun here tonight, going out for a race, all for fun, just to kind of get in the Thanksgiving mood. Like I said, the prize pool right now, $125 will be awarded to the winner of this race. And at the conclusion of the event tonight as well, a random position will be drawn, and we will see another dollar amount going to somebody. I believe right now our prize pool for the JCTV random roulette is $20. So $145 so far going out tonight. Just definitely a lot of fun to have. You know, a lot of enjoyment. And I'm very excited to see how this race can all play out.
actually, Dawson, it was just posted recently, because I didn't even know this before live. But Luke Knupp has actually thrown $15 out there as well to the leader at lap 69. So $125 to the race winner, $20 to the random roulette position like you were talking about, and then $15 to whoever is leading at lap 69.
That will be fun to watch as well. But something I want to show you here, the starter cam right here, it gives us a good enough view of the start-finish line to where we can see the Choose Cone. Of course, if you're a fan of In the Pits News, you know this Choose Cone by now, but something that many other people that may be tuning into the Slides Racing may not know, how we do the Choose Cone, we approach it by using the start-finish line. So you see here on this little graphic, we'll refer to it as the race goes on. They will go through on the 1 to green. They will choose the top lane or the bottom lane. You can go up top, you can go down low, but you just cannot go in the middle of the start-finish line, and that is how we will determine who starts where in what line. As it starts, you see wreck on the front straight away there. That is the 62 of Zach Probst getting spun there. But, you know, we'll see a lot of fun and a lot of action here tonight, I believe. It's going to be a very great race. Charlotte always tends to put on some really fun racing, and I am very much excited to see what it can provide for us here tonight. So with just 2 minutes left to go here before we get to qualifying, Josh, who are you looking at probably to take home this prize pool?
Oh, man. This is tough. We do have some newer drivers in here as well. Not really sure how they're going to fare against some of the ones that we see every week, but you know, I'm gonna go with Brian Dees. I think he's gonna take this one.
All right, Josh, you are selecting the driver of the 17, Brian Dees, and I think I'm gonna have to go with somebody else. Somebody that we just talked about a few seconds ago. I think we're gonna have to watch him go to victory lane here after kind of not really being here too much. I think Jonathan Parker. We saw him succeed in the trucks. I think we'll see him succeed in the next gen as well. And we'll see that 92 machine in victory lane tonight. And we'll see if we can get some guest analyst picks here as well. We'll reach out to longtime favorite, a common member of JCTV. You may know him, Adam Kuhn. I'm going to reach out to him for comment. See who he picks to win tonight's race, just for fun, you know. You see Adam not here with us tonight. Not for any reason. He's not hurt. He's okay. He's just not here. As we come up to the end of practice, 20 seconds to go. Trying to get a word in from the man himself and see who he thinks is going to win tonight, but he will not give us the word. So that's okay. So we'll flash out to one of the cars on track right now. Looks like we have 24 that have registered for this race as we cross the end of practice, heading for qualifying. 24 drivers, as right now as it stands, going to look to do battle. So as we
No surprise. I was going to say no surprise, but to me at least, Zach Probst out first for qualifying. Zach Probst crossing the line to start his first lap, and Probst, he's a really good qualifier.
Go on board with him here. Just watch the way he navigates these corners here at Charlotte. Kind of in that top lane there. 3 and 4. You see him rolling the top instead of the bottom. Usually you think someone would try to hook it to the bottom the shortest way around the track, but no, he's going to run the top lane for his first lap out. Very well could be like almost a super speedway. They roll the top the first lap and the bottom the second. That looks like that might be what we see here out of the 62 machine.
And I noticed that as a trend of what Zach Probst does anyway, is that he knows to really use the second lap as his money lap. And so the first lap is just kind of his throwaway lap that he gets his tires up to temperature. And I will notice he will do that at a lot of different tracks. And top of the board right now so far for Zach Gross.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Just essentially a warm-up lap for the driver of the 62 machine. But right now he sits second. Glenn Bundren Jr. has taken the top spot with a 30.196. As we see, went to Zachary Wareham, currently sitting on pit road. He's completed one lap. It's at a 30.689, but it looks like he might have had some issues, so that will not allow him a second lap. We're going to jump and see how Luke Knupp's doing. Still on pit road as well. So we're going to see if we got somebody that's up to speed right now. I believe we do. Caden Atkins on track, going for his first timed lap. See Alonso Chicano jumping to fourth fastest on the board. As Atkins crosses the line at 30.418, puts him fifth fastest. And that will do it for his lap. First lap may have been an incident point to DQ him from setting a lap time, so that's what that looked like that was. So we're going to see if we can get the next driver that might be on track turning a lap. I think
I'm watching Austin J. McGill, and he had a really good lap going and absolutely lost it coming out of turn 4. Then crossed the line. So unfortunately, Austin J. McGill, he's not going to get a lap down.
Jackson Glenn Austin coming to set his first timed lap of 30.423. This puts him sixth right now, but still a second lap to put down. And that number 28, New Era Camaro. Of course, New Era is a hat manufacturer. Make hats. Wear a lot of New Era hats in my lifetime. That is my go-to for a lot of my hats, a lot of my racing hats too. But this time by, the 28 will sit at 30.262. That puts him second fastest on the board. Great lap for Jackson Glenn Austin. He now sits second on the board. Looking to see if anybody else is currently out on track. Looks like maybe Brian Dees is starting to fire up to get ready to roll as well. We'll get down to him. We've only got 30 seconds left, so if they're not out there making a lap time now, they're not going to get a chance to. 30.4 for Brian Dees puts him ninth.
It's going to be really close for Dees if he's able to finish his lap.
It doesn't look like he'll get there, so he'll stay ninth. But look at who got to the top of the board to the end of it. How about a shocker, at least a shocker in my own eyes, at who is going to be starting from the pole? Caleb Sheets has set the fastest time here in qualifying. So while they get ready to start gridding, we're going to see if we can't get a look at the field as they line up behind that pace car. While they line up, Josh, what do you say we look at the starting grid presented by JCTV? So as we get down to it, rolling off in the first position, it's going to be Caleb Sheets to his outside, Glenn Bundren Jr., then it's going to be Jonathan Parker and Jackson Glenn Austin. They will make up row 2. Row 3, see Zach Probst and Blaze McKinney. Josh?
Alonso Chicano is going to roll off in the inside of row 4 with Caden Atkins to his outside. Brian Dees will roll off 9th with Michael Thorpe Jr. in P10. And in the next row is going to be Oscar Enriquez with Garrett Fall, starting P12.
Following them in row number 7, it's Noah Maori and Zachary Wareham. Then you see Gabe Gazzola and Dylan Parker make up row 8. Bridger Olsen and Dane Cruz is row 9. And running at the top 20, it's Luke Knupp and William Martin.
Looks like we have Henry Tabor, followed by Andrew Elias is outside. Austin J. McGill, Jacob Locklear, and Robert Lukens rounding out the field.
And that will be your starting grid presented by JCTV. For all the nonstop action, it's all on JCTV. So with that, we await for the pace car to lead these cars, should say, and roll off on the grid. Everybody's just patiently waiting as they start to roll. The pace car will lead the field here for one lap. And then we'll dive onto pit road and send the field into the hands of Caleb Sheets. Take a look at some of our onboard cameras for tonight's race. I know one of them we're going to have is going to be fun to watch out back. It's the number 04, Andrew Elias. You see him start to roll off of the grid. We'll be following along with this 04 machine here tonight. That'll definitely be a fun one. And a little bit further ahead in the field, of course, as always, the Celsius Lift Fit onboard camera for Alonso Chicano. Looking a little bit ahead now, too, as well. Our pole sitter, Caleb Sheets, with the JCTV onboard camera. And we will be riding along today. The gyro camera is inside that 8 machine of Noah Mayuri. You see that banking change. You see how different it is compared to the rest of the track. It's definitely going to be exciting to watch as this race goes on. And we'll get to see any special particular perspectives from him here tonight. So the field is in the hands of Caleb Sheets. To his outside, Glenn Bundren Jr. The pace car dives off onto pit road. And here we go. The green flag is out. The Thanksgiving Classic is underway here at Charlotte.
Ryan D spun his tires or something. I'm not sure. The inside lane behind Alonso Chicano did not get going.
Ooh, a little loose for Caleb Sheets. He's under fire now from Jonathan Parker as we see Glenn Bundren Jr. to the race lead. They are battling hard, but the first lap lead will go to the 66 of Glenn Bundren Jr. He will lead the first lap of the Thanksgiving Classic. Don't think Dylan Parker made it to the grid. He is currently showing way farther back. Luke Knupp as well did not make grid. They are still on pit road, it looks like. So it's at least 2 cars that did not make it to grid and that are going to be a little bit behind. But you see now, Jackson Glenn Austin is into second. He's going to try to march down and hunt that 66 down for the race lead.
Tell you what, Caleb Sheets is falling like a rock already. Down several positions, currently P6, I want to say. Yeah, P6 behind Zach Probst. And he has Caden Atkins trying to make a move behind him.
Yeah, really good qualifying run for Caleb Sheets to get out there and start on the pole, but now you see he's starting to get tracked down by the rest of the field. Now behind him, Caden Atkins, Michael Thorpe Jr., and then Zachary Warren back there in that 12 Alonso Chicano as well. And we're seeing, wrecking, whoa, Zach Probst is around.
Wow.
Also wrecking more Alonso
drivers.
Chicano. More damage. What on earth just happened? Alonso Chicano has spun, but even worse for wear is the 62 of Zach Probst, who is now on pit road.
What happened to Probst?
It almost looks like he just got loose and overcorrected, maybe? No, whoa! The race leader, Glenn Bundren Jr., it's like he dropped connection and just shot up into the wall there. That was bizarre.
I've seen a lot of wild things on iRacing. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen.
Oh, yeah, you see there, the 37 was the one. Or the 66, excuse me. He wound up getting loose there. He was the one that wound up getting loose and slapping that outside wall. But then we can go back and see as well what happened to Alonso Chicano to get him turned around. You see right there, he misses that right there. I wonder if it's just missing that wreck. He slides it around, spins down on the back straightaway. A little bit of contact with the back of the car, but able to get going still. So Alonso Chicano will pull down pit road and pull off of pit road, but connection issues is what it looked like. That sent the 66 after he got loose. He shot up into the wall, and then after that, he just clobbered the 62 of Zach Probst while being invisible. It's just unfortunate for Probst. Nowhere to go for that one at all. And you want to know, and we got a word in from the man himself, Adam Kuhn. He just tuned in, and he said he's got his pick to win. The guy who's leading the race right now, Jackson Glenn Austin. So a little bit of pressure now on him to win, as Adam Kuhn has selected him as the race winner. So only 4 laps into this race, we have our first caution, a massive incident. Only taking out pretty much maybe 3 cars, if even. You saw the issues, the blinking out for the 66. Zach Probst, unfortunate. It looks like Henry Tabor got some damage as well. The 5 machine, he's currently scored a lap down, getting some service done on pit road right now. So I believe he might have had some issues as well. So add that to the list of drivers that were involved in that. Austin J. McGill had some damage. He had a pretty lengthy stop. Dane Cruz had a pretty lengthy stop, as did Dylan Parker and Gabe Cazzola, so they may have well also had some part of that contact. So definitely plenty of issues here, that's for sure. Let's see here. While we're under the yellow, I think, Josh, I think you've caught up with one of those drivers involved in that accident there. I think you got Zach Probst.
Indeed, I do. Zach, unfortunate ending early to your race. I have to say that is probably one of the wildest things I have ever seen on iRacing. I'm not really sure how to describe that, but what was it like from your perspective?
Well, I saw him in the corner start to get loose, and I was kind of worried that he'd overcorrect, and then happened right in front of me, and I had nowhere to go. Had nowhere to go.
See, it looked like on our end it was just some kind of connection issue, and I'm not really sure quite exactly what happened, but it was like we saw a car go around, and then nothing, and then your car had just went around.
Yeah, on my end, he was still on track, and then he tagged me just in the right rear, enough for me to get spun out into the wall.
So how is the car overall for you?
It's pretty good. I'm back out on track right now, so because we got a fast repair for this race.
All right, well, I see you guys are about to go green, so we'll let you get back up there, and maybe we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
And that was Zach Probst, driver, the number 62.
Yeah, but it would make sense they would have a fast repair too for something like this. You know, at least one to go through, especially with money being on the line and it being a pretty lengthy race. So don't want to end their day early, but that's going to put them behind the 8 ball. Going to have to play safe the rest of this run. Zach Probst will. Jackson Glenn Austin, Blaze McKinney, however, they are out front. They make up the front row after the choose, and we'll see the field in the hands of the 28 as he goes into the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back out. We are racing once again here at Charlotte.
Oh, 3 wide behind for, I believe, 5th position.
As Bridger Olson trying the outside on Caleb Sheets, and Michael Thorpe Jr. can't quite get there. Sheets is going to close the door. A little wiggle, car in the wall, back in the back. It's Andrew Elias. Sent into the wall, contact with the wall. So Austin J. McGill already with some issues, as is Andrew Elias, as he tries to keep it off the wall that time. That 04 car is now going to have some issues. See him all the way back here in 20th right now. He's kind of, really just staying out back. That's what he does usually. He'll stay out back the majority of the race, just kind of ride it out and go for something at the end. But that's just the way it goes, though. You get back in the back, you get sucked around, something happens, and you get kind of just sucked into it. And that is what we saw with Andrew Elias there with that situation. Meanwhile, we got battles going on up near the front. Michael Thorpe Jr. is battling with Caden Atkins for the 4th position.
Caden Atkins, he's been on a run here lately, trying to gain as many positions as he possibly can.
Oh, in the wall, Jackson Glenn Austin there on the exit of 4. Look like he got the wall there right in front of Parker. Now here comes the 92, looking to capitalize.
Was not able to make a move. Jonathan Parker. I think Parker's just playing the patience game right now.
Yeah, Parker's right there on him. He could try to make a move, just not quite doing it yet. As they continue to battle right now, the fastest lap on track belonging to Dylan Parker, 30.1. Not that many laps ago, so you can see some pace picking up here for some of these guys. Going to try to make some moves, see what they can do throughout this race. A lot of wiggling back there. I saw Caleb Sheets got loose up top, just about slid behind Bridger Olson there. That's back in the 6th and 7th positions. As you see, just a lot of cars right here battling. That's Caleb Sheets to the inside of Oscar Enriquez, who is looking to make the move here.
Enriquez actually going to stay in front of Caleb Sheets. Now Enriquez trying to make a move on Olson.
He's trying to make the outside lane work. And I was looking to see if maybe he pit there with the rest of the damaged cars, but no, he is on the same set of tires as them, so I don't know if he's pushing harder or if he's just found something that's working the outside right now, but he's currently battling with Bridger Olson. It looks like he might be able to pass him to set his sights now on Caden Atkins, to go for a top 5 position now.
He is making that high line work really well. I'm wondering if this is going to hurt the tires.
Ooh, really tight back there. Dylan Parker and Alonso Chicano almost made contact back in the background there as they continue to race for what would be 11th. You see Dylan Parker is pretty much ripping the wall, and Chicano is right in the bottom. They are battling hard for this position as they continue to fight. This is for 11th, by the way, 11th. But every position matters because any position can count. At the end of this race, a random position will be drawn, and that driver will win $20. So $20 is, better than nothing, and that's definitely what everybody's going to want. But we'll have to see. Everybody wants that big prize at the end too, though. $125. Excuse me. The 45 is a mythical number there. But a lot of battling, a lot of fighting for spots. But the lead is still consistent there. Jackson Glenn Austin holding off Jonathan Parker.
Man, Dylan Parker got tight into the corner. That actually shoved Caleb Sheets up the track. Oh, contact between Chicano and Sheets.
Chicano is going to open the door behind. Luke Knupp could try to pop down, but he can't quite get there. Issues for the 29. What just happened to Luke Knupp? That was bizarre. I don't know what just happened. but he like blinked out and then just shot through the inside of the infield right there. That was weird, but back up to this pack. Still a very competitive field here. As you can see, a lot of these guys still running right with each other, seeing if they can't make something work as we come to lap 19 this time by. Had some guys make some moves, and you've had some guys kind of stay stagnant, stay in position. So we'll see what takes where as this race rolls on.
New leader, Jonathan Parker, just got around Jackson Glenn Austin for the race lead. Parker used the bottom of the track. Jackson Glenn Austin, he was trying to roll the high line, get back around, just not able to, as Parker's now starting to pull away from Glenn Austin.
Going to the replay, he was able to get to the bottom there and make it work around Jackson Glenn Austin, taking the lead away down the back straightaway. He went and cleared. Oh, sliding, spinning back in the back. Caden Atkins to the infield, saves it, gathers it back up, and gets it back on track. That was a close one there. He just about lost it, but he was able to recover and continue on. But I wonder if the handling is starting to disappear for some of these cars. You gotta wonder.
Oh, man. Watching Jacob Locklear battle. I believe that's Carrick Ball. Locklear was underneath Ball, and Locklear had just touched the apron. I saw him wiggle just a little bit. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than what it ended up being, so great job for Locklear not to have that situation be worse for him, but he's now once again trying to make a move on Carrick Ball.
As the battle continues on here. For the race lead. Everybody else, you see Blaze McKinney is third. Ways back, just about 2 seconds back of the race lead now. Under fire from Michael Thorpe Jr. and Bridger Olson. As the field is starting to spread out now. Oscar Enriquez trying to make the move here on Caden Atkins. Dooring back a little bit further back. I believe that's Carrick Ball and Jacob Locklear. Side by side down the back straightaway, just about leaning on each other. That's opened the door for Caleb Sheets to try to make a move again. Seeing further back that pack battle, but right now Caleb Sheets is trying to make the move on both Carrick Ball and Jacob Locklear if he can. Just can't quite get there. He's trying to run that bottom.
Hey, what? I'm watching this battle. Way back for 15th. Oh, 3-wide contact! Gabe Cazzola in the middle. He was in a sandwich between Luke Knupp and I believe Zachary Wareham. They all kept it straight, but wow, there was not much room as...
Oh, spinning! Zachary Wareham around! Austin J. McGill spins. Caution flag will fly for the second time here tonight. It all started with that battle, you said, between Cazzola and Wareham. We'll go back and see if we can see it here. Under caution here for the second time tonight. See if we can see that 3-wide move. There's Luke Knupp going to the bottom of Cazzola and Wareham. Pushing up. Oh, my goodness. How they sandwiched there with no issues. I could not tell you. But then they go through the tri-oval here, and I don't quite know if he got tagged by Dane Cruz or if he just spun by himself.
I think he did get tagged from Dane Cruz, actually. Maybe just a little bit.
Oh,
the angle I
definitely.
saw.
A little bit of contact there, and then you see Austin J. McGill nowhere to go. And that is what will bring us under caution for the second time tonight. A spin by Wareham and McGill puts us under our second caution of tonight's race at lap 25. So the field looks like they're going to start diving down pit road here. Maybe some staying out. One staying out. Only the one stays out. Blaze McKinney electing to stay off of pit road. I don't know about this call here.
I'm wondering if Blaze might be second guessing this call. Blaze may come in this next time by. We'll see, but.
Jonathan Parker on pit road in the second pit stall. You see the Caleb Sheets, though. He'll have the benefit of that first stall if he can make it count. He came into the pits 13th. But seeing someone roll off pit road here, coming at a little speed of light. Jonathan Parker off first. Jackson Glenn Austin second. Bridger Olson jumping to third. Brian Dees fourth. Michael Thorpe Jr. is fifth. Oscar Enriquez sixth. Kay Nackings is seventh. Alonso Chicano eighth. Jacob Locklear off ninth. Caleb Sheets, with that first stall, he was able to pick up a couple spots. He rolls off of pit road 10th. So what do you say we dial up the driver of the 48, Jonathan Parker, and see if we can get a word in with him while we're under caution here?
Let's see here.
See if he's available for comment. He may actually not be available for comment.
I don't see his name. Do not believe he is.
Yeah, it looks like he is not available for comment. So we're going to see if we can get a hold of somebody else here really quick. See if we can't get a word in with one of our drivers here, the driver of the 04, Andrew Elias. Josh is trying to check and see if he can get a hold of him here first. Let Josh see if he can wrangle him up, which wrangling up Andrew Elias is something that's hard to do. Okay, looks like Andrew does not wish to join us in the booth. It's okay. It's all right. We didn't want to give him more screen time than he already gets, so we'll leave it at that as he currently rides 17th with the Faces onboard camera tonight.
You know, while we are under caution, Dawson, I know I had some words last week about the race that I was part of, actually, and you know, I have to say, just last week, if you guys didn't tune in to that race last week, first of all, I just got to thank Nick Dornick and Dawson Allen for taking over that broadcast, allowing me to race. It was at Talladega, but it was really nice to be able to race around some of these guys that, you know, you call races for, and to kind of learn their style. Talladega, a little bit different, you know, say a track like tonight at Charlotte, where you could get a better idea. But I have to say, you know, I had an absolute blast last week, and you know, I was so grateful that I was able to run that. I made my own mistakes, and you know, that cost me out of contention. But these guys, fun group to race with, and I'm definitely glad I get to call these guys every week. You know, to call these races. This is an awesome series.
Yeah, it's a fun race for sure. You know, it's a fun league for sure, I should say, excuse me. But even then, too, this race itself has been fun so far. So I've noticed, too, it looks like the choose cone is kind of halfway in effect. No penalties for running over the middle, but at least you get to choose your lane. So Blaze McKinney, Jonathan Parker is the front row still. But something I did notice, though, is that 87 went through the middle of it. Didn't quite get there, but we'll have to see what happens. So the green flag is going to fly once more. The field in the hands of Blaze McKinney on the restart, who did not pit that time by. 30-lap-old tires. Are they going to hold up against the freshies?
I don't think they will. You're going to see those fresh tires kick in as they are. Look at Glenn Austin and Parker already right there. Parker has nowhere to go. This is going to open up the door for Jackson Glenn Austin. And here comes Michael Thorpe as well. There's going to be a little bit of contact between Parker and Thorpe.
Parker and Thorpe both going for the same spot. They're going to end up making contact during each other, but Parker's going to take back the second spot from Michael Thorpe Jr. A slight bit of contact there as they continue to battle, and you see Blaze McKinney continue to drop spots, trying to struggle to hold under grip. Sheets gets into the back of Atkins. Atkins in the wall, spinning in front of the field. Caution's going to fly. Gabe Cazola's going to be involved. More wrecking. Jacob Locklear, I believe that is also the aid of Noah Maori. It's the big one here on the backstretch. Carrick Ball's in it. William Martin's in it. Andrew Elias wisely gets stopped behind it. But Caden Atkins can't even get it going here. You see him rolling, struggling, to get it back around. We're going to go back and look and see what happened there. Take it back just a little bit further. You see here, they have to check up a little bit for the slower car. He tries to come back down to the inside, but Sheets is there. Just a hard contact. Oscar Enriquez got some damage there in that wreck as well. But you see there are a lot of cars involved in that one. Let's see if we can get to that gyro cam on the inside of that number 8 machine. And you'll just see the banking here as they come through 3 and 4 at least. See how much it changes heading down the front stretch. We'll see it here heading into turn 1. You see up ahead, struggles for Maori as well. But you see there, the contact with Sheets sends 2 into the wall. And just about how helpless it can be with nowhere to go for the aid of Maori. He piles in. So as Murray sits on pit road, get back up to the front of the field right now, where it's Jonathan Parker and Jackson Glenn Austin leading the field.
Well, Dawson, I'm looking at chat in YouTube, and I see a couple of comments. Someone is cheering on Michael Thorpe Jr. FR Designs and Coffee Holes cheering on Brian Dees. Brian Dees, of course, my pick to win tonight. Currently sitting P5. Thorpe, P3. They've been doing a good job working their way through the field.
Oh, for sure. They've been doing a lot to get through it. Quickly here, we're going to flash over, block your screen off really quick. I'm going to do one quick change to something that I meant to do just to get everything nice and neat looking for us here. There we go. Had to fix that up, make it look a little nicer here for this next bit we'll do. Right now it's Jackson Glenn Austin, Jonathan Parker is the front row. Michael Thorpe Jr. in third, Bridger Olson fourth, Brian Dees rounding out your top 5. So we'll see how this shakes out with the choose, if they do choose, and with this restart that we've got coming up here. So we'll go into that starter cam. You can see as the pace car leads the field in through this area right here. It'll be wintergreen this time. It'll be time for them to choose what lane they want to go in. You see the decisions made. Pretty late decisions for some of these drivers, but of course, looks like we're not really enforcing the penalty too much. We're just more so just letting them choose where they want to go, just for the fun of it. Which in a race like this, it's a little more fair. Just kind of let things be bygones and just let this race play out how it does, but also letting them choose where they want to go. So Jackson Glenn Austin chose the bottom. Jonathan Parker at the top. Josh.
And Michael Thorpe Jr. takes the bottom, and Brian Dees will take the top of row 2. We're going green. 98 laps to go.
Say, what do you got your eyes on right now, Josh, as the field comes to the green flag this time by?
Oh man, I think it's going to be another wild restart. I'm wanting to see kind of in the middle portion if somebody might try to make a move 3 wide, or any kind of move at all to work their way up front.
Pace car's in, leaving the field in the hands of Jackson Glenn Austin. Jonathan Parker to his outside, heading for the restart zone. Green flag is back out in the air. We're racing once again at Charlotte.
Brian Dees did not get going at all.
Well, they were 3 wide for a second. Wareham, Sheets, and Chicano. Chicano able to get best of it. And you're going to see that 87 of Blaze McKinney just continue to drop spots on the older tires. Currently 6th. Now under fire from Luke Nupp for 7th.
Well, 3 wide.
Ooh, Austin J.
Lots
McGill pushed it in there. You'll see the field continue to battle. Everybody fighting for every spot they can take, every position they can gain. How about Oscar Enriquez and Alonso Chicano? They've got a little bit of history as well throughout the Mardon Truck Series, Juggernaut Truck Series, I should say. We've seen them have their run-ins from time to time, but things have settled down between the 2 of them as they continue to battle together in the JCTV machines. Riding in the 9th and 10th positions. You see that 87 just checking up Zachary Wareham. Blaze McKinney just continues to drop on the older tires. Now all the way back to 14th. Under fire from Noah Mayuri for that 14th spot.
Battle for the lead. Jonathan Parker underneath Jackson Glenn Austin. And Michael Thorpe Jr. is right there as well as Brian Dees. Waiting for these guys to settle things out. Thorpe may take it 3 wide. He saw a hole. He wanted to go for it. That hole closed quickly. Now Brian Dees fighting with Thorpe on the outside. Currently, Glenn Austin, he will retain the lead and now pulling away from Parker just a little bit.
Dees now going to try to work the outside lane as he rocks down through turns 1 and 2. He'll take over the 3rd spot from Michael Thorpe Jr. That leaves him now to hunt down Jonathan Parker and Jackson Glenn Austin if he can, as he continues to work the top. Everybody else kind of gravitating towards the bottom, but we saw this earlier with Oscar Enriquez when he worked the top. You can make it work. It's just you got to kind of work at it a little bit, chip away at it little by little, piece by piece, but right now it's not paying off. Brian Dees currently under fire again from Thorpe for that 3rd position.
Dees trying to use that high line. He's finally going to clear Thorpe.
Everybody's kind of settling down just a little bit here. Trying to ease up and wool everything up. They've gotten a little too crazy. They want to cool off just a little bit. You see the top 5 going to be single file. That is Jackson Glenn Austin, Jonathan Parker, Brian Dees, Michael Thorpe Jr., and Bridger Olson. That is the top 5 as they run right now. But you see everything else. There's still a little bit of battling happening between Oscar Enriquez and Luke Nupp. That is for the 8th position a little bit further back, falling back in line now.
Luke Nupp was sitting in 6th place just a lap ago. He's lost 3 positions. He's all the way down to 9th place now. I noticed he got like really loose. Lost a couple of spots, and then got his car settled back in. Then Oscar Enriquez made a move on him. Now Nupp has a mirror full of Austin J. McGill. Not sure what just happened with Luke Nupp, but he just fell off very quickly.
Not sure what's happened with our scoring either. Trying to see if I can show what's going on with him, where the positioning of the field has been, and where he's been start, highest, lowest, and whatnot. But apparently it's not working for Luke Nupp. I don't know why. I think he's been having connection issues throughout the night, so it could play a factor because technically he did not grid, so it's possible that the game is just freaking out, not knowing what to do with him because you pan up to Oscar Enriquez. You very clearly can get those stats there. Seeing how he started 11th, he's up to 8th right now, and he's kind of ping-ponged around the middle of the field, but currently working his way back to the field now as he battles off Luke Nupp for that 8th position. See Alonso Chicano now putting pressure on Caleb Sheets now for the 6th position. As they continue to push their way forward as well. Now going to go to the outside lane. See if he can't make it work. So you see Oscar Enriquez is right there behind him.
Alonso Chicano rolling the outside lane, making it work right now.
A little further back from Andrew Elias. You see him up top as well, along with drivers of the 56 and 13. Look at how tight
Chicano is clear.
Yeah, Chicano clears for 6th. But see Enriquez trying to make it work as well on the outside. Can't quite get it to stick as Luke Nupp gets to the back bumper of Caleb Sheets.
Enriquez is now on that right rear of Sheets. Sheets clear. Enriquez sends it into the corner.
Ooh, in the wall back behind him, it looked like it was Carrick Ball in the 11 machine. So another car starting to blink in and out. I think that was the 99 of William Martin. I could be wrong on that one. I saw a car disappear and reappear. You see there, they're thinking about it. Austin J. McGill, I believe that is, as well as Carrick Ball trying to make a move on Enriquez if they could. But right now, the battle for them is for 10th, as they are still side by side entering 1.
Carrick Ball takes position away from McGill. McGill trying to draft back up to Ball.
Something I noticed is Oscar Enriquez has pulled 2 stops so far, as has Carrick Ball. And they says they pit about 15 laps ago, around that time of that last caution. So I wonder if they threw on a set of tires that time, or maybe it was just damage repair. But it depends either way it could be. I'm thinking maybe damage repair though, because both were involved in that accident. That'd be the best way to think of it. Carrick Ball gets in the wall, loose again off 2. Slaps the outside wall, opening the door for Austin J. McGill to the inside to take that 10th spot away.
Going back to that, I see what their pit times were, and I see a 4.5 second stop for Enriquez, a 4.9 second stop for Carrick Ball. So I'm going to guess it was not for tires, but just a little bit of damage repair.
That's what it looked like, but I don't know if you just saw what I saw. I saw that 99 go astroturfing there through the turf in the infield on the exit of 4. William Martin just shot through it and got back out on track there. Pretty terrifying there to see that as he shot through the, what was the Roval chicane on the front straightaway, just behind Noah Mayuri.
Side-by-side action for Bridger Olson and Michael Torp Jr. battle for, it's going to be 4th place, actually. Michael Thorpe has the position. He's rolling the outside, but Bridger Olson powering into turn 3. Olson's going to take the position away.
We're trying to get out of it a little bit to not knock down the wall that opens the door for Bridger Olson to take over the 4th position. So now he can try to set his sights on the race lead, if even. But he has been putting some pretty fast laps down. The third fastest laps at time by. It looked like Brian D's got the wall there on the exit of 2. Luke Knupp as well. Here comes Olsen now for third.
D's still struggling. He's going to hang out of the right rear of Thorpe.
As we hit lap 52. D's will fall back to 5th. Alonso Chicano up to 6th right now, looking to try to gain some time. He has been running some pretty good laps as well. See if he can't make some time up and make some moves on these guys up ahead of him. But what I'm seeing right now, the battle for the lead is still tight as ever. Jackson Glen Austin has no breathing room as Jonathan Parker is still there. So as they'll cross the line this time, it'll be lap 54. Things are heating up here in the Thanksgiving Classic. We're going to take you on a quick side-by-side break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey man, you cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola. Well, the race is
Alright, fine. Are we good? We're good.
Man, we're door to door. I have the better car, fresher tires. I drove it in deep, and you missed it. I know you wanted to watch it, but you got throttled by your data plan, and it slowed you down. You hit your data limit streaming all that techno music, didn't you? I mean, really? Man, you've got some questionable taste in music.
Switch to Sprint, the only network with truly unlimited data.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
You saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Fly the blimp, too much hot air. Race announcer, same thing there. Wouldn't get a word in with you know who. Just get down on the track and do what you do. Slide down in my seat, pull the belts tight. Get up on the wheel and let the dust fly. Never know how. Never know how.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
Everyone knows that old NASCAR legend about how drivers, go during a race. So naturally, we were curious.
Kevin, no bathroom break?
Nope, all set.
Hey Kevin.
What's going on?
Excuse me.
I mean, those fire suits are made of high-tech fabric.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Looking at the rain.
You guys go on, I'll catch up.
as we bring it back to you here live after nonstop. The battle for the lead heating up. Jonathan Parker has cleared Jackson Glenn Austin for the lead. The battle for fourth between Michael Thorpe Jr. and Caleb Sheets has been resolved. Caleb Sheets takes the fourth spot, and we showed you it nonstop. Luke Knupp and Alonso Chicano just about saw their races end there on the exit of 4. Chicano got tight, got into the wall, and Knupp had to miss him and just about overcorrected himself on the front stretch and led him to just slamming the outside wall, but everybody was able to recover it pretty well and continue on. I see Oscar Enriquez has disconnected. We're not too sure what happened there, but that number 56 machine, that JCTV Mustang, is going to finish at 23rd after that. But right now, Jonathan Parker has taken over the race lead.
Oh man, so I just went back and watched the replay to see what happened to Oscar. And it appears that off of turn 4, he got a little bit loose. Tried to correct it and went right to the outside wall, breaking and totaling.
Yeah, see Oscar Enriquez, he just said as well, after the fast repair that he had to take from earlier on, he just wrecked it on his own, he says, and that ended his race. See if we can get a replay of it. Looks like we may have it pulled up here. The incident that happened for Oscar Enriquez. This was back on lap 54, about 10 laps ago. At least this says is when he crashed. You can see right there, spinning it, almost saving it. Ooh, and pretty hard contact with that outside wall there, yeah. That'll do it for you, and that's what will end the day for Oscar Enriquez. That's what ended the day, I should say, for the driver of the 56 machine. But out front, Jonathan Parker leading the field as we come across the line, lap 65 this time by.
And we're getting close to one of the first payouts as well. And that, of course, being leader at lap 69. We'll get $15 prize from Luke Knupp.
Luke Knupp put up the big bucks for that one. So $15 on the line here if they can cross the start-finish line first at the conclusion of lap 69, which right now looks like Jonathan Parker will handedly win that one. As now Bridger Olson is to second, I notice. Looks like Caleb Sheets, Jackson Glenn Austin came down pit road. So some pit stops underway, it looks like, during this time. So we're going to see who's going to keep their eyes on it enough to do it.
Bridger Olson is actually running down Jonathan Parker a little bit. And we're about to be halfway through this race, so did Olson just get the wall?
Very possible he did. Right now, see him still rolling behind Parker as we hit lap 68. He's not closing in enough to where it'll matter here for this bonus payout. So as we see them come around here, this will be the money lap, this next lap by. Jonathan Parker leads. I see Jackson Glenn Austin is a lap down. Blaze McKinney, Caleb Sheets, Gabe Cazola, Glenn Bunder Jr. They are all a lap down. Caden Atkins is 2 laps down. It looks like it will be without competition. The first payout of tonight's race is going to be Jonathan Parker. He'll score at least $15 tonight Now, can he add to that and add another 125 at the conclusion of this race? So, cross the stripe that time. That's 15 bonus bucks to that 48 machine. You see some lap traffic up ahead. I believe just up ahead of him is the 66 of Glenn Bundren Jr. And then along with that is Gabe, or actually it is the 2 of Caden Atkins just up ahead. But I see looks like some more drivers coming down pit road, or at least Zachary Wareham looks to be coming down pit road, as is Robert Lukens. Or no, actually Zachary Wareham might have just wrecked. Coming to pit road, the 12 car was. But he didn't even make it to a stall. He just up and left. So that's another driver gone. Zachary Wareham of the 12 machine now out of this race.
I don't know where I'm hit anything. Seemed like he was having a clean lap and just brought it down. But there are a couple of drivers bringing it down pit road. 21 of Austin J. McGill and Robert Lukens down pit road as well.
We may see a cycle start here. It's been about 45 laps since they came down pit road. So you definitely see some guys maybe pull down pit road, see if they can't make something work. I see back in the background Jackson Glenn Austin. He's a lap down in 14th right now. Look like he got the wall there on the exit of 2. Just trying to gas it up, just get as much as he can. Just make up as much time as he can under the green flag conditions. You see there Jonathan Parker to pit road. The race leader. Pulling it down pit road. So definitely going to start the cycle now of pit stops. We're going to see if they can make it work, if this will be the money stop. But right now, Bridger Olson leading. There is the 28 trying to unlap himself, and indeed he will be able to. Getting by the 0-2 of Bridger Olson. Carrick Ball also came down pit road that time. And it looks like Bridger Olson might be slowing up and coming. Indeed he is. Now we'll see Bridger Olson make his way to pit road. That'll hand the lead over to Luke Knupp, who stays out on track.
Parker is off and away.
Yeah, we see the difference between Parker and now Knupp. As you see Knupp rolling down the back straightaway, going all the way back to that 48 machine. He is currently on the backstretch now, just pulled off pit road. So scored 16th, going to have a little bit of ground to make up to pass by that 29 machine, who is currently leading now coming down pit road. Here comes Luke Knupp making his pit stop. Alonzo Giacano pulling down as well. Looks like that's Michael Thorpe Jr. coming as well. So that will hand the race lead over to last week's winner at Talladega, Dane Cruz. Brian D staying out as well so far. Jacob Lockbeer. So we're going to show you when they last pit, just so you can kind of see where the field stands right now. Top 7 have yet to come down pit road. You see Brian D's a little wiggle on the outside of Jonathan Parker. And there's a battle now. Bridger Olson and Jonathan Parker right there with each other. So the move just about worked for Olson. Is he going to try to take it to the top? What an aggressive move we're going to see out of Bridger Olson to get by Brian D's. Trying to catch the 48 of Jonathan Parker if he can. He's got to stay right with him if he wants to make it matter. A very aggressive move. And now as he'll unlap himself here, he finds himself closer than he was at the start of the cycle, just about 0.7 of a second back at Jonathan Parker.
That was impressive, what Bridger Olson did there.
See Cruz slowing it up, coming to pit road. Missing pit road, actually. Dane Cruz misses pit road. That hands the lead to Brian D's. A costly mistake, but I want to go back and see that move again here, if we can get to it. Coming off of pit road, Bridger Olson needing to get by the slower cars that have stayed out, and just an aggressive move to the top on the outside of Brian D's on older tires to get to it and get by him. So the move worked. And you see there, they're passing another car there. That's, I believe, the 5 and the 87. That is Blaze McKinney and Gabe Cazzola they are working on. But this is only helping Olson now, as he is able to try to follow behind Parker instead of having to really push hard. But Cazzola's not going to be a good spot here for this 0-2, as you'll see him get around. Dane Cruz on pit road, Brian D's on pit road. So right now the race leader is William Martin in the 99. So as Martin leads the way, looks like he might be slow enough to come to pit road this time. And that hands the lead over to Dylan Parker, who has yet to come down pit road. I believe the top 2 have yet to stop. Soon to be the top 3 if Noah Mayuri doesn't come down pit road this time, but it looks like he is slowing up. So, got 2 cars left to complete the cycle, Dylan Parker and Andrew Elias. Now the top 2 right now.
I'm just tapping with Parker. Olsen, underneath Parker. Olsen actually clears Jonathan Parker.
Yeah, you said Parker, and I was looking at Dylan Parker. Oh, he got tight in the corner. That opened the door for Bridger Olsen to make the move. Some reason our ticker has messed up. It's saying that Dylan Parker is plus or minus 78 laps. Something a little bugged out there. Don't know what's going on now. Maybe Dylan Parker leading is giving it a little bit of the heebie-jeebies. We'll have to see if that fixes itself when this cycles through. I hope it does. That's a new one. That's a new one for me, Josh.
I actually have it up on my end as well. I'm seeing the exact same thing.
So Dylan Parker comes down pit road. That'll hand the race back over to Jackson Glenn Austin. But you see what happened there? The ticker goes right back to where it's supposed to be. So something weird with Dylan Parker leading the field here. It's a blue moon kind of night here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Charlotte Motor Speedway knows what's on the line tonight.
Add that to the list of things that Cameron Caldwell might have to address. But Jackson Glenn Austin leading the field here. So we're going to see the difference in strategy call here, because right now the top 5, Jackson Glenn Austin, Caleb Sheets, Bridger Olsen, Jonathan Parker, Gabe Cazzola. Olsen and Parker are on about a 10-lap fresher cycle than the top 2, Glenn Austin and Caleb Sheets. So we'll have to see if that works out. Gabe Cazzola pit 18 laps ago, so he is on a little bit older tires than the rest of the field as well. So we'll have to see how this shakes out for everybody as they continue running where they are now.
I'll tell you one thing. Bridger Olsen and Jonathan Parker are running a full second faster lap times than Jackson Glenn Austin and Caleb Sheets are running. Olsen and Parker, they are closing fast.
Yeah, it's not going to be a matter of if, it's going to be a matter of when. You see William Martin looking to unlap himself here by the 28 of Jackson Glenn Austin, excuse me. But right now, looking back, Bridger Olsen slowly rolling in. Caleb Sheets, who is currently scored second. There's Noah Mayuri behind them, a lap down. He's going to have a little bit of work to do if he wants to try to make up some spots. Parker a little loose on the outside of Mayuri. Mayuri on fresher tires than both Olsen and Parker as well. Let's see if he can make some use of them. So Caleb Sheets, this is a battle for second now between Sheets and Olsen, but Sheets will go to the top lane. That allows Olsen to the inside to immediately get by and go for second. So Mayuri trying to get by. Ooh. You'd think a teammate would let him run a little bit easier, let him breathe a little bit, but instead he's going to end up trying to make the move and pass him on the fresher tires. Mayuri's going to go to the inside of Olsen. That's going to open the door for Parker.
I think Parker got tight there. He saw him just slide up in the corner.
Oh, this is not what Olsen wants to see. Too wide ahead of him, Parker and Mayuri. Clear the 3. Now he's got to still set his sights on getting around him. And if not, just making sure that Mayuri's out of the way for sure now for good as Mayuri starts to pull away a little bit from him. That's let Jonathan Parker stay within 0.3 of a second. Looks like Dylan Parker might be in the wall up top.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Dylan Parker caught the wall a little bit. But the other Parker, Jonathan Parker, he is closing back in on Bridger Olsen. But Andrew Elias now, fresher tires, getting around.
Oh, Parker on the wall back in the background there. Dylan Parker, not Jonathan Parker. Be a little bit bigger if it was Jonathan Parker for right now. But he got the wall back there off of the exit at 2. You see Elias in the outside lane on fresher tires than the 2 here as well. But also not to mention, 0.7 of a second. There's the race leader, Jackson Glenn Austin. They are still running a second faster than the race leader, and they are closing in fast.
That last time by, it was exactly a second of a difference, too.
Jackson
between
Glenn Austin.
Bridger Olson.
Yeah, Jackson Glenn Austin a 32.541, Bridger Olson a 31.542, and Jonathan Parker a 31.543. So they were all within, that 1 second. But you see, here comes Olson to the inside for the race lead.
At this point, Jackson Glenn Austin, he has nothing to defend that position. Olson just drives past him. Now, if Jonathan Parker has anything to say, he's going to have to get around. Jackson pretty fast here. He is able to.
Yeah, right there on the inside. Makes the move stick for seconds. And now the battle for the lead continuing on between Olson and Parker. This time, though, it's going to be Bridger Olson out in front. He makes the move after the pit cycle and takes the race lead away. Well, what we're going to do, we're going to take you on another quick side-by-side break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to the conclusion of the Thanksgiving Classic.
How'd they get here? How should I know? T-Rex and Truex? I don't think so. I may not know how to travel back in time, but my crew knows what to do. When I want to crank around the wedge in the left rear, you're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks. Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready?
You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different.
Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at OfferPad.com.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, customers love the new paint color. It's your beard.
Oh, wow.
And living legend, Jimmy Johnson is on aisle 8.
Dawn, this is all great. Maybe a little much.
I think we're playing it pretty cool here.
I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And?
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
You've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Save big money at Menards.
Would you like an autograph? I do way more for the fans.
I doubt that very much.
Do you like this hat? Here, it's yours. You can have it.
Take one of my helmets. It's much better than a hat.
What about a ride home? Can I give you a ride home? I mean,
Even better, take my car. Do whatever you want with it.
kidding me? Can you beat that?
I don't think so.
True champions know what fans really want. Mobil 1, the official motor oil of NASCAR. Many champions, many fans. One oil. Mobil 1.
You saw it all in nonstop. The battle for the lead tightening back up as Jonathan Parker is hunting down race leader Bridger Olson.
These two, I think, are just going to continue to run as close together as they possibly can. This battle is nowhere near from being over. 37 laps to go overall in this race.
Throughout all of this, as they've been running, Blaze McKinney just came down pit road to get service for a stop. But I noticed too, Kate Nackes has been on pit road for a while. Carrick Ball as well. Austin J. McGill has left, as did Zachary Wareham as well. So add McGill and Wareham to the DNF list, along with Oscar Riquez, Zach Probst, and Henry Tabor. Tabor, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, man. But we see here, you know, just the battle for the lead still heating up. It's a continuous battle between these two. Parker and Olsen are just kind of right there with each other. This time, right now, Olsen is leading, but Parker is still right there behind him. Watch on board with Jonathan Parker trying to hunt down this race lead. 0.2 of a second the difference that time. Slower for Jonathan Parker compared to race leader Bridger Olsen. Not a good gain there.
One thing I want to point out, Dawson, something that's really interesting to me is a lot of times you will see the short pit really work out. Well, Parker actually came down pit road before Bridger Olsen. 1 lap, to be exact. But looking at the time that each driver spent on pit road, it was a 1 second difference for Bridger Olsen, as he was in pit road 13.9 seconds for his stop. Jonathan Parker was in it for 14.9 seconds. So I'm really surprised here to see how much of a difference this 1 second makes. But we are seeing other pit stops take place right now.
Yeah, some of those guys that pit earlier on in the run, they're making what would be their final stops of the race. And I wouldn't be too shocked to see maybe some of these guys try to short pit a little bit. You see, there we go. Jonathan Parker just on command, coming down pit road here for what would be the final time. Caleb Sheets going to be behind him as well. This will be what the last stop of this race for some of these drivers.
I think for Bridger Olsen, you have to come down this time by if you want to try to stay in this race and capitalize on what Jonathan Parker is doing right now.
Have to see what he does. He could stretch it a little bit long, though. But at the same time, it looks like he's slowing it up. No, he's not. He's going to stay out. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. Either way works. If you stay out longer and push it longer, by the time you get fresh tires and come back out, you know, the gap might be a little too insurmountable for Parker, to where when he comes out on fresh tires, Olsen could probably have enough time to just hunt him back down. You know, we see the difference of times. It's about 2 seconds when you're on older tires. So we're coming up now on, what is it, 31 laps to go this time by. This stint so far has been 28 laps, but they have been running 32s for the past couple laps. So the tire wear is there, you know, within about 20-something laps. There's still going to be plenty of time. If he makes this short pit happen, there's plenty of time for him to catch back up when he gets fresher tires.
I just think Bridger Olsen has to be smart with this decision here. And when he comes in, he doesn't want to wait too long.
But you don't want to pit too early either. Looks like he's coming this time. Indeed he is. Here comes Bridger Olsen onto pit road. Just has to make a great stop here. Don't speed. Don't make any mistakes on pit road. Looks like Luke Knupp is going to pull down as well. There was Jonathan Parker going by. And that'll leave the field in the hands of Michael Thorpe, Dane Cruz, and Brian Dees, who stay out another lap as well. Cruz battling with Dees here for the race lead.
Bridger Olsen made it into his box cleanly. Right sides went up, and they're already down. Now to the left sides.
And what will be ever so important is not needing a caution in this instance. You know, you are on pit road now. You are in a situation where a caution will change the race for you. So it's going to be big to see how this all plays out. Jonathan Parker, he's unlapped himself already, is the big thing. Bridger Olsen right now is currently showing right behind Dylan Parker. He is still on the lead lap as well. We'll have to see how this all cycles out. Bridger Olsen is on the backstretch off of pit road, so it looks like he will stay on the lead lap. But with about 3 laps fresher tires, he is currently a good bit of ways behind Jonathan Parker. You see Michael Thorpe Jr. coming to pit road. So that leaves Dane Cruz, Brian Dees, William Martin, Andrew Elias, Noah Mayuri, and Dylan Parker have yet to pit. Jonathan Parker's already found his way up to the 7th position. It's all about when the rest of the field decides to come.
And by the way, the difference that time was 1/10 of a second. 14.1 for Olsen, 14.2 for Parker.
So you're seeing there just how important it is to get onto pit road and to have a good stop. It's all about getting close or getting within that same striking distance as your competitors. So we'll see how this shakes out at the end of it. But right now, it looks like the benefit's going to go to Jonathan Parker, who's got himself about maybe a 2-second lead. See, Robert Lucas slow on the apron there, the 20 car. I couldn't tell if he had knocked down the wall or if he was just slow on the apron, running out of gas maybe.
I'm pretty sure he has a broken toe link, that right front. I noticed, actually, as Jonathan Parker was passing by on the backstretch, Robert Lukens was slow all the way down on the apron, and I was, like, thinking in my head there that he was going way too slow to be just coming off pit road, so I'm pretty sure he broke a toe link.
Yeah, looking back to see what happened to Robert Lukens, it might have happened off of 3 and 4 here. Watching to see on the apron this time, and right there, ooh, yes, lips and slides, hits the turf right there, but then just clobbers the outside wall there on the front straight, right in front of the officials. A couple of times, actually, he clobbered that outside wall. So shocking to not get a caution out of that one. But somehow, some way, he was able to not get a caution. So I see Dane Cruz came to pit road. Brian Dees staying out, but might be coming this time as he runs that bottom lane. Very well could. Instead, he's going to stay out. William Martin currently scored 2nd. Jonathan Parker is up to 3rd. Andrew Elias is 4th. Noah Mayuri is 5th. Bridger Olson scored 6th. Olson's got a little bit of distance to make up if he wants to catch this number 48 machine. It looks like about maybe a 2-second gap. So Olson may have to bank on those 3 laps.
Olson actually 2/10 faster than Jonathan Parker there that last time by. Go ahead, Dawson.
Yeah, 3/10 faster. Actually, it looks like Jonathan Parker with a 30.88 to a 30.56 by Olson. Brian Dees continuing to stay out here. There is Michael Thorpe Jr. coming back up behind him to pass. You know, the longer he sits out, you know, the quicker he'll be gobbled up. And that's just what we're going to see here as this run goes on. So, I mean, I wonder if Dees is going to try that strategy, staying out a little bit longer, along with William Martin. But, you know, right now, the gap between Martin and Parker, it's only a second. And I see just back there in the back, you see Martin got a little loose off the corner. That's going to open the door for Parker. And you see not too far back in the background, Bridger Olson as well. Olson's going to have to make the most of getting by that 66, though. So Parker to 2nd. Martin to pit road. So that'll open the door for Olson to get to 3rd.
Olson actually struggling to get around Glenn Bundren. Olson was underneath Bundren. Bundren was just fighting hard on the outside. Olson's still faster than Parker, though.
Brian Dees continuing to lead the way here. Still not coming down pit road, but you got to wonder, he's going to be running out of time here soon to make it count. He's 8 seconds the gap for the lead. You know, it's going to have to be now or never for this number 17 car. He's going to have to come down pit road here as soon as you see him get loose, get it a little tight, I should say, right in front of Dane Cruz. Through the corner. It's going to slow up the 46, who's trying to unlap himself. But I noticed the gap now is a second between Olsen and Parker. Parker having issues with Alonso Chicano right here, just up ahead of him. He boots him. He put the bumper to the back of Chicano, but he drove it in deep. That's what Bridger Olsen needed.
Olsen going to use the outside line to get around Alonso Chicano. Quick work of that on-screen 25 machine. There's no traffic between the two now.
That number 48, though, Jonathan Parker's going to have to make the move to get around Glenn Bundren Jr. if he can. He's right there to the inside, but the 66 is holding him up now. Bridger Olsen is within striking distance, under 0.5 of a second.
Bundren actually had just gotten past Jonathan Parker.
When he got a little loose in front of Parker, that's going to open the door. Here comes Bridger Olsen.
Oh, Parker gets loose. The air got taken off of his nose. Sideways was Parker, and now it is less than a car length between Parker and Olsen. What's Olsen going to do here?
Olsen's going to run the line right behind Parker. He's going to run right on his back bumper. Here we go through 3 and 4 at the line this time. I believe it's going to be about 16 laps to go. And what we're showing you is the battle for second, but will be the battle for the lead once Brian Dees pits or gets past, depending on if he tries to stay out. They've got a 3.5 second gap now between first and second, but Olsen right there on the back of the 48 of Jonathan Parker. Going to have to try to do anything he can to make the move around him. Coming into 3 and 4. Olsen's going to run a slightly higher line, but he's going to be right there on the inside line. Parker drifting up. Here comes Bridger Olsen, going to try to make a charge at him.
Still not close enough to make a move yet. I'm wondering if those, if that air is being taken off of Olsen, and that's why he's just not able to close the gap, where Parker is now really pushing his car.
$15 laps to go here in the Thanksgiving Classic, and that's exactly what it's turning out to be. It's turning out to be a classic. They have cut the lead again in half. 2 seconds is the gap, and still rapidly closing. You saw Brian Dees just up ahead over yonder there, exiting turn 2. As the battle for second just back behind rages on. Parker got a little loose on corner exit. Olsen's going to have to try to capitalize here soon.
Olsen now trying the higher line through 3 and 4.
Didn't quite work the way he wanted it to. He's going to lose some time that time by to the second place car of Jonathan Parker. Experimenting with 13 laps to go, but I gotta wonder too, is Brian Dees gonna try to pray and hope their tires fall off enough to where it won't matter? But I mean, they're still running a second faster than him, so it's gonna take a miracle for Brian Dees to hold on to this one.
Lap car of Glenn Bundren has caught up to Brian Dees.
And Dees is going to go wide to let him by. It's going to open the door. Here comes Parker for the race lead once more. And he's going to take it back. Dees has no response for him. A second slower than these top 3, than the other 2 in the top 3 right now. He'll ride the top. He'll get the wall. Here comes Bridger Olsen going to try to catch up and make the move, but he's going to have to make it quick. Dees might have got the wall a little bit more there. Olsen to second. Now with 11 laps to go, can Olsen close back up and try to make a move for the race lead? It's 0.6 of a second is the gap.
Jonathan Parker actually turning faster laps than Bridger Olsen is right now.
That time by.
10 laps to go.
That time by, 10 laps to go. Parker is still faster. Looks like Dees finally gave into it and finally came down pit road. But it's going to be too little too late for that 17 machine to come down now and get his service. Andrew Elias on pit road as well. It's 0.8 of a second is the gap between first and second, and Parker is just putting down faster lap times each time by. So we see now, there's Dees rolling off pit road. A very quick stop. Looks like Dees might have just gone gas only just to make it to the end of this race, but it's just not going to be enough. And a caution flag is going to fly!
Robert Lukens. I had noticed as leaders were passing by, a car was stopped right out of pit road. It's Robert Lukens.
We're going to go back and see what you see right there. Oh, you can see it already spinning there. Coming off of pit road after coming down and getting the damage repaired from the broken toe link. Might have had some more damage after the fast repair and then trying to come off of pit road. Just spun it out. And that is going to change everything in tonight's race. So Jonathan Parker, Bridger Olson, Jackson Glenn Austin, that is the top three. Been the top three for a while. Top three runners for a while tonight. But what I wonder here, if anyone's got any tires left, do they pit here?
I definitely think you do. 10 cars currently on the lead lap. If they have another set of tires, you come down.
Oh, there you see Bridger Olson faking it, staying out. Watching to see if anybody else further back. Robert Lukens, of course, going to pull down pit road, but I'm not seeing any of those guys in the top 10, really. Taking the idea, Noah Mayuri, who's 10th, is on pit road. So the only car in the top 10 that has come down pit road is Noah Mayuri. Looks like William Martin got the free pass. He'll have some slightly fresher tires than the rest of the field. And Mayuri beating the field off of pit road, so we'll have to see how this plays out. With two cars a little bit further back, going to have some fresher tires. Of course, to that caution, very, very poor timing for Brian Dees and Andrew Elias, who had just come down pit road as well. So very, very unfortunate. Could have very much helped them have a chance at it. But now it's going to send them at least, having to say, a lap down one more time.
You know what they say? Cautions breed cautions. And, I know last week, Talladega, we went almost the entire race without a caution. Actually, a caution came out just before the white flag. That was the first one of the race. And we had a few more afterwards. This year, totally different situation as far as not being at Talladega. But hey, there's a lot of money on the line. We're towards the end of the race. Anticipation is going to be up through the roof. I'm thinking this is not our last yellow.
No, not by any means.
William Martin came down pit road that time by. Does not look like for tires here.
Yeah, he was the free pass, so I mean, he very well could just be making an extra stop and get some damage repaired if he has any left, just to see what he can do, if he can take a crack at things. You see a little bit of damage to 99 machine, so very well could just be setting up for this final run. It'll be about maybe 4 laps to go when we go green, so he does have slightly fresher tires than the leaders. So we'll see if that plays a factor. I know Noah Mayuri has fresher tires for sure. He just pit. So this will all play a factor in how things shake up here as this race comes to a conclusion, as we'll go up there. You see the pace car in the background there, but Noah Mayuri as well. I mean, he'll have to drop to the tail end, but fresher tires could very well play a factor for this 8 car at the end of this race.
You know, I was watching Noah Mayuri, And when he came off pit road, he actually came out really fast, and his right side tires got off of the apron. And I'm wondering right now if he has a penalty for unsafe pit exit. The rule in iRacing is you have to stay on the apron until the backstretch when you get to the blue cone. And even if your tires just cross over just even the right sides, it will give you that penalty. And I'm wondering if that's what Noah Mayuri has to drop to the back for.
It's very possible, but hey, you got the fresher tires, so if you can make your way through the field here in 4 laps, we'll have to see, but he's on the inside line there, so he's got a long way to go, but a short time to get there. And he is bank-breaking bound, so watch out for the rest of the field. Jonathan Parker, Bridger Olsen, the front row. You saw the choose there. Parker chose the bottom, Olsen up the top. Not a lot shaken up there from this choose, but we see here Jackson Glenn Austin is 3rd, Luke Knupp is 4th, Caleb Sheets, our pole sitter for tonight's event, is 5th. He has had a very up and down race, but at the end of this one, he's going to find himself in a position to win it. There's Dane Cruz in 6th. How about that? Michael Thorpe Jr. 7th, Jacob Locklear 8th, Gabe Cazola 9th, Noah Mayuri 10th, and William Martin, the last car on the lead lap, in 11th. We'll have to see if they can make it 4 more laps without any issues. As they come through 3 and 4, the pace car, lights are off, gonna pull it down pit road, takes the hard left turn. Heading for the Geico restart zone, the field in the hands of Jonathan Parker, stacking up the lines, on the gas pedal, the green flag is back underway, 4 laps to decide it here, and wrecking, spinning, Luke Knupp's around, that's gonna wipe out half the field. Elias is in it, Cazola's in it, Luke Knupp was in it, and the caution will fly once more. There's Alonso Chicano in the grass. Noah Mayuri may have got a bit of it, but he was able to continue. It all started with a stack up with Luke Knupp, the ghost driver.
I was going to say, Noah Mayuri did not get involved. Noah Mayuri did go through the grass, but no car touched him. He didn't touch a car or a wall. I think Noah Mayuri is in a golden position here.
Yeah, but
when they take the restart.
You know who's not in a goal position? The car who was in the lucky dog position at that time until the caution coming out involving him, Andrew Elias. Would have been the free pass there, but involved in that accident. That is actually going to hand the free pass, I believe, to Brian Dees in the 17. So could put him back in contention on the fresh tires as well. But it'll all be a matter of can he get through the field with an overtime attempt. But the big saving grace for Noah Mayuri, he is now going to be scored 7th. And he is going to be up there with the field now without any issues. So we'll have to see how this plays out where we go to overtime to break the bank for the Thanksgiving Classic. It's going to get tight. It's going to be down to the wire, and it's going to come down to that last lap. But you know, it all started with the caution by Robert Lukens on the apron there. So definitely going to, you know, it's definitely going to shake things up here.
Jacob Locklear came down pit road, so that's actually going to put Noah Mayuri in 6th position. So it does not mean Noah Mayuri will be restarting 3rd row on the outside because of the choose cone. Very curious to see where people are going to choose, where Noah gets, and how good of a restart he has.
Yeah, I feel like the inside line kind of boxed in Noah, but I think he had to choose that right there back a little bit deeper in the field. But I think this opens the door, though. The outside lane very well could play a factor for those fresher tires to just try to roll the top and just pass them as quick as possible. So Mayuri is pretty much in the catbird seat. He's currently scored 6th. If he can roll the outside, make it work, he can shoot by these guys if he's got enough of tires. The tires matter enough as we think they do, I should say. But he has a chance to maybe even go and steal this win.
I think if any driver is hungry in this field right now, it's got to be Noah Mayuri. I don't know. I can't remember if you were the one in the booth with me or if it was Nick. But watching Homestead, Noah Mayuri came 2/1000ths of a second from winning that race, and he fell short.
Yeah, he He came just shy of it. It was an overtime restart. I was there with you, Josh. I think that was my first race broadcasting the Slide Job Racing League. It came down to an overtime finish there, and it came down to a, tire call. It was a tire decision for somebody pitting late, somebody restarting. Guess where? 6th place. That's where Michael Thorpe Jr. restarted on that last restart to get to the win. So it'll be very possible to see Maori do the same here.
And Noah Maori is the defending series champion. I want to say he also has 1 win in the Slide Job Racing League. He's definitely hungry.
Yeah, only 1 win so far in his career. And, it's kind of odd to hear something like that be said. You think about, hearing defending champion. He's won a championship. But Noah Maori is just not really in the terms of, winning races. He has won 1 race on his career, and that was back last season, his championship year at Las Vegas. And then give him 6 second-place finishes on his career. Just not been able to close out these races. If I were to compare that to a, current driver, talk about it like, a Ryan Blaney, somebody that can open up a race, can do so well, but just can't quite finish them out. That's why some of us call Ryan Blaney the opener. Like Kevin Harvick used to be the closer, Ryan Blaney's the opener. He cannot get it done at the end, but he can start the race pretty strong. Just coming 1 to green. Parker's going to go bottom. Olsen top, and you'll see the way they shake it up. There goes Maori to the top. And you see as they continue to pick their lines, 11, make it 12 cars in the lead lap. As Brian Dees at the free pass, William Martin is scored 12th. But Jonathan Parker holds the race lead. But like I said, Maori choosing that outside lane, that might be the good call to make. If you can get the jump on the restart, get to the outside lane, and force the issue on these newer tires. We'll have to see what happens.
There is a car stopped on the back stretch. He is out of the way. That is Glenn Bundren actually hiding behind the wall.
Nah. Now, how did you get there? Oh, he's going to have a front row seat to this one, that's for sure. You see Olsen kind of laying down on the bottom. I'm going to try to see if he can get a read on when that number 48, actually known as the 92, of Jonathan Parker is going to launch. You see there side by side, just about touching each other here, leaning on each other as they come through 3 and 4. The pace car is going to make that hard left turn, darting down pit road, leaving the field in the hands of Jonathan Parker. Coming to the Geico restart zone, it is overtime here on JCTV. The green flag is going to fly once again. We're back underway, and spinning up front, Bridger Olsen has got turned. Caution flag is going to fly.
Holy cow.
And just like that, we're going to another overtime. Bridger Olsen got jacked up by Dane Cruz and spun around to the outside wall. Go back to it. Just didn't get a good start. The wheel spin happens, and right there he ends up hitting Jacob Locklear. Brian Dees involved, Gabe Cazzola, William Martin nowhere to go. I think Alonso Chicano got sent through the grass, and it looks like up there Dylan Parker as well. A lot of the V-Speed cars involved in that one there. But it all started with one incident you see there. Bridger Olsen down pit road. Not going to get the win tonight, but I want to go back and see if I can't get a look on board here. We're going to take a look on board. I'm going to take you a little bit further back here. We're going to watch that restart from Noah Maori's gyro cam. You see here, they get the launch. Little wheel spin from Olsen, and around he went. Ooh, a little bit of contact maybe there with Maori. So we'll have to see how much that affects this number 8 car, if any, who is now scored in the 5th position.
I don't believe there was any contact. I was watching it from above. I didn't see any. Trying to look at the right side of Noah Mayuri.
Yeah, I don't see any damage. It might have been just very slight contact, if any, but it reacted like he had contact. But no contact. Looks like the right side is clean. So he'll restart 5th, though. The big thing for this next green-white checkered. So I don't know if it's unlimited or not. I don't know if it's unlimited. If we have a limit on green-white checkers, that one I'm not too sure about, Josh. See if you can't figure that one out really quick.
It looks like 3 attempts.
3 attempts, okay. So this will be attempt number 2. You see Dane Cruz, or Dylan Parker, excuse me, out there a little bit further back with his right front tire pointing in the wrong direction. Might have gotten his fast repair, but I mean, that number 3 has been messing up scoring and messing up everything all night, so wouldn't be shocked if his tires just decided to go sideways. So I don't know who got the free pass that time. It might have been Gabe Cazzola, but Gabe Cazzola was in that wreck, so I don't know how he would have gotten the lucky dog there, but we'll have to see. The big thing is going to be Noah Mayuri starting 5th, or at least going to go to the choose cone 5th. See if this is the Wonder Green this time. I believe this is. So we'll see what happens here. No, actually we're going to have 2 to green. Good to see the field fanning down, fanning by. Start-finish line. Should be 2 to go this time. So Jonathan Parker, he's already scored $15 tonight by leading lap 69. Can he drop in and score another 125? Score the big bucks. Break the bank here in the Thanksgiving Classic. Or will Jackson Glenn Austin snatch it back from that 48 machine? Or maybe even Michael Thorpe. Now, we've seen Michael Thorpe pull off some wins in amazing fashion. Why not do another one here tonight?
I'm telling you, I think if Noah Mayuri gets a great jump here, I just think Mayuri's got the tires and one thing I'm looking forward to, Dawson, is who's going to win that $20 after it's all said and done as well.
Yeah, the JCTV random roulette that will play at the end of this race. I should be one to go this time now, so we should be getting the choose cone. We'll see how this fans out. So Jonathan Parker looks like he'll choose the bottom again. Jackson Glenn Austin to the top. Michael Thorpe Jr. at the bottom as well as Dane Cruz. That leaves second on the outside lane for Noah Mayuri. And you see them kind of shaking out through the choose, where they're going to go, where they're going to line up. But the big one here, Noah Mayuri is second in the outside line. So if he can get enough of a jump and get to the outside of that 28, he can have a run now for the lead. And with fresher tires, we haven't been able to see him under green yet, but with 2 laps of green flag racing, Mayuri may have a shot here to just steal this one away from Jonathan Parker.
Yeah, it's crazy. Noah almost took the bottom there. And I was surprised to see him even think about taking the bottom anyway, even before we knew he was going to get the second row. I would have thought that, yeah, he probably would have been losing a position, but I would still rather start on the outside. Well, he actually got a present by that outside opening up for the second row.
Yeah, Thorpe and Cruz chose the bottom line. So here we go.
It's about to be real intense.
Yes, it will. Overtime number 2. You see Cazzola down on the bottom. It's not going to matter. Jonathan Parker, Jackson Glenn Austin, front row. Field back in the hands of Parker. Can we get another good restart here? Coming to the restart zone. Parker leads the field back to green. We're racing 2 to go here at Charlotte. And spinning up back. Will there be a caution to 66? Glenn Brundon Jr. back in the grass. He looks like he might be able to get off. You see Jackson Glenn Austin trying to lean on Parker. Can't quite do it. Here comes Mayuri. Slipped up. Spinning. Mayuri gets turned. Mayuri spinning, sliding. Caution flag is going to fly. Mayuri back into the field in front of Olsen and Cazzola. Alonso Chicano once again involved. And another caution will fly. But that'll do it for Noah Mayuri. And it looked like contact with Michael Thorpe Jr. is going to do him in.
Something happened with Jackson Glenn Austin just ahead of that. He was slow.
He slid right ahead of him, too. He spun out as well. You see the hard hit there. You see that 28 sliding there right in front of the field there. I don't know if he got any contact with any of the other drivers. But we'll try to look and see. But he had slid through turns 2 on the back straightaway as well. We'll see if we can go on board with Noah Mayuri there for that gyro can that we had in the number 8 machine. Going on board for the restart. Just see right here, gets hit, slides, and nothing for him to do. Hard into the inside wall, and then just piled into as well. Gabe Cazzola, Bridger Olsen, just nowhere to go.
That is such a bummer. I really wanted to see if he was able to do it with those tires that he had. I think he had a great shot. Looking at the momentum he had off of turn 2, he still was going to have to get around Jackson and Parker, but he definitely had the momentum and the speed to do so.
Yeah, that's what really sucks. Mayuri pretty much had the tires and had the run to get it, and then just slid up into by Michael Thorpe Jr. And that winds up finishing pretty much Noah Mayuri's day. So now to get the rundown through the field, kind of gets you back up to speed on what we got. I believe it was 3 overtime attempts, so that should lead us to the final attempt here this time by, if I'm not mistaken. Jonathan Parker leading. Jackson Glenn Austin is back to 2nd. Michael Thorpe Jr. is in 3rd. Dane Cruz 4th. Luke Knupp 5th. And Caleb Sheets 6th. Jacob Locklear is 7th. He pit recently. Might have gotten some tires, so we'll have to see how this pans out. But, I mean, it's all dependent on what we see in this, what possibly will be the final overtime restart. Behind Locklear, William Martin is 8th. Brian Dees is 9th. He's on fresh tires, or fresher tires, I should say. Gabe Cazzola is 10th, but of course involved in that accident, so going to have some damage to the car. Blaze McKinney 11th. And I don't want to say Andrew Elias is the free pass because he has currently scored 1 lap down in 12th, but yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to get the free pass here, so Elias is going to be stuck in 12th place, a lap down once more, so no chance of getting back on the lead lap for that number 04 machine. Well, Josh, do you think we can get back to the white flag?
Sure hope so.
The furthest we've gotten so far, yes, turn 2.
Yeah, I think these guys can do it. I think they can get back to the white flag. Of course, you know, you already mentioned this will be the last attempt at a green-white checkered. So, you know, if caution does come out, that's it. Pace car will lead them around to the start-finish line to take the checkers. But if the white flag comes out and they wreck, we will not see another yellow. They will race it back to the finish.
Now, there shouldn't be any concerns on fuel for any of these guys. They pit about 40-something laps ago, and that was about how far they went last time. But with all these caution laps, it shouldn't really play a factor. We'll see the choose there. You see them going high or low, wherever they want to go, just to see what happens with the field. You see them kind of shaking about and picking where they're going to go. So that will set the field there. Jonathan Parker on the bottom again. Jackson Glenn also on the top. But this time, Michael Thorpe Jr. lining up third. Dane Cruz fourth. Luke Nupp fifth. Caleb Sheets is sixth. Looks like William Martin will be taking the seventh position from Jacob Locklear, who will start eighth. Brian Dees scored at ninth, all the way back there in the outside lane, and Gabe Gazzola 10th. The only one that's got any kind of tires that might make a difference, maybe. I think Locklear might have a shot. I don't know if he last took tires that last pit stop, but he last pit 13 laps ago. But it might have just been damage repair. Might not have had a set of tires to use. William Martin as well. Probably a lot of damage repair for that 99 car. Brian Dees, however, and Blaze McKinney very well could have taken tires. They are on the lead lap. So we will see how this plays out on this final green-white checkered attempt. We'll see, can we get to the white flag and then the checkered flag. So once more, one more restart. Can Jonathan Parker hold on and do it? Can anybody do anything to get by this 48 machine? To the Geico restart zone for the final time tonight. The green flag will fly. We're back underway for the final time, and see sliding sideways. Jackson Austin on those older tires. It's going to cost him a little bit, but Michael Thorpe Jr. to second. Now can Thorpe do anything to make a move on Jonathan Parker for the win? Gonna rough him up on the back bumper to the inside. Here comes Michael Thorpe Jr. Car in the wall up top, doesn't matter. Sliding, beating, banging on the back straight away. They are all fighting for any spot they can get. Spinning on the back. Caleb Sheets, Jackson Glenn Austin around. They're sliding in 3 and 4. Jacob Locklear is. Caution's gonna fly. At the time of caution, Michael Thorpe Jr. had the lead.
Wow.
And just like that, he snatches victory out of the jaws of defeat. Michael Thorpe Jr. once again with an improbable win here at Charlotte.
Man, I don't know if I've ever have called a race that has ended under yellow, but I have to say, Thorpe, he was ready for that restart. He was right on the bumper of Parker, and he timed it perfect.
So they'll come to take the checkered flag here. That's the wrong button. We wanted this camera here to take the checkered flag here at Charlotte. Michael Thorpe Jr. with an incredible pass there on that restart. Gets the win over Jonathan Parker. Luke Nupp comes home third. Dane Cruz is fourth. And then after that, I believe William Martin scores the top 5. And that will do it. You see Thorpe gets turned, and they all just start piling up into each other here to turn 1. Just about describes how this race has gone. There you see the 34 car. Michael Thorpe Jr. Your winner here at Charlotte. And let's go back and see the winning move that he made there on that restart. You see him get hit by Luke Nupp there. Able to keep it straight, too, after that one. So you see them wrecking behind. Let's see if we can go back to that restart and see what happened. So we're going to go back here. We're going to hitch off Andrew Elias to get the camera set up and ready to go. So this was the final restart. We're going to follow along with Michael Thorpe Jr. and just this incredible run that he got to get to the victory. But, I mean, it was almost setting up to be a 3-wide finish. I mean, Luke Nupp was there as well, sending it to the inside. He could have had a very good shot at winning this race. So we'll get to this restart here first. And we saw, you talked about it, the perfectly timed restart for Jonathan Parker and Michael Thorpe Jr. to be right there on the back bumper of the 48. You know, he was right there with them. And of course, the 28 with the scuffed tires after that slide on that last caution really didn't help him out. just watching this. He gets to the inside. He gets side by side with him, and then you see the chaos in the back just dooring each other, slamming, battling for everything they can get. And then, of course, the 26 into the 28. But right here, Michael Thorpe gets to the inside, gets credit for the race lead right there, and you see that run that Nupp had. They were going to be 6 of them battling for the win there if we went to the end.
Yeah, that was just an incredible move by Thorpe.
So with that, let's see if we can first talk to our 3rd place finisher. Let's see if we can get a hold of Luke Nupp. Hey, Luke Nupp, this is the boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, it was a pretty smooth sailing race, and you were kind of out of it there until that late caution came out for the 20 car on the apron, and that was able to kind of put you in a position where you can get up into it. What was that whole situation like, all those restarts there at the end? How did that make you feel about your chances?
I mean, I was gonna get, I think, 4th when the caution came out. I was running 4th, just like 8 seconds back from the leaders. But I was kind of content with that, and then I was like, oh, maybe we have a shot. But I knew some guys were on fresh tires, but they had to come from the way back, and then I spun my tires on the first restart, and luckily did not somehow get any damage from it. I just spun through the grass, and I went all the way back to like 9th, and then just slowly through those green-white checkers, just came to the front, and then I was hoping Noah, my teammate, was gonna get the win, but I think he got pretty much dumped. But then that last restart, I was just like, oh, screw it, we're going for it. You know, it was either gonna end in a caution or we're gonna race till we wrecked. And you know, I shot it 3 wide into 3 and 4, and thought like maybe I was gonna have a chance. And I was door to door when Thorpe when the caution came out. But you know, it was unfortunate when the caution came out. But what can we do?
Alrighty, well, still 3rd place finish though. You know, you had that run there at the end. Do you think you might have been able to get it though, if that caution didn't come out there at the end?
I think so. You know, the bottom was the faster way on the older tires like we all had, but there's also Blaze and a few others on fresh tires right behind us. So, I mean, I think I got lucky with getting P3, but I think definitely could have had a shot to lead there.
Alrighty, well, that was Luke Nupp, 3rd place here tonight at Charlotte. And with that, let's see if we can find... I don't think Dylan Parker is available for comment. Does not look like he is. So we'll have to see, Josh, if you can get a hold of somebody else that we can talk to here at the end of this race before we get with our winner.
Let's see.
See if you can get a hold of Noah Mayuri maybe for comment after that, after the end of that race.
Let's see if we could pull in Noah. Hey Noah, probably not the way you wanted to end your night, but man, you had a great opportunity there to steal a win at the end. Just late contact, had other plans, so you know, you had the fresh tires, caution came out, put you in a great position. What was the mindset going?
Yeah, you know, the whole race kind of got messed up early on with a couple of the cautions and got a little off sequence. So was really hoping for a caution there at the end and got one just as I was running out of fuel. So that worked out pretty good. Had fresh tires for those last couple of restarts and ended up getting to the front. And I figured if I could get to the top, especially where I was on that last restart for me, I was going to be in good shape. I probably should have restarted in first gear, though. I think that was my fault. If I'd restarted in first gear instead of second, I probably would have been a little bit further ahead of Thorpe. But you know, old tires, he slid up a bit, but you know, it is what it is. This is a fun race, and obviously it's disappointing. Would have liked to have won. Certainly the purse was nice as well, but just winning in general would have been fun, but just wasn't meant to be. But had a lot of fun. Hope everybody else had a lot of fun. We'll get after it next week, I guess.
So I gotta ask you, I noticed you were, after you came out of pit road there, you were dropping to the back. It looked like when you were coming off pit road that your right side tires may have went off the apron. Did you have an end of the line penalty for unsafe pit exit?
Yeah, I got an end of the line penalty for entering a closed pit road. I had to pit because I was out of fuel, and then I was trying to beat the pace car off, and wasn't paying attention, and I mean, it didn't really matter. I guess I already had the penalty, but just drove up onto the track a little bit. But yeah, that I got the penalty from entering a closed pit.
Gotcha. Well, 14, 6 laps down is what it looks like. Again, not the results you wanted to see, but who gets it done for you? Who do you have to thank?
I just want to thank all my teammates at PPM and Next Racing. You know, they did a great job tonight. Happy that they all got to come out tonight. Thanks for Blaine Sparling for making a lot of our paint schemes. Thanks to everybody who contributed to the payout for tonight. That was really cool to see so many people pitch in on that, and including you guys. And thank you guys for broadcasting and all the admins for the league, and thank you for everybody who showed up. That was a ton of fun.
All right, well, 14th place finish for Noah Mary, rather. You know, going to what he was just saying there, Dawson, with you know, people pitching in money. To start off the day, today's pot was only $10, and it just grew bigger and bigger as more people were pitching in to make that pot. Eventually, $125 for the winner that will go to Michael Thorpe Jr. And then, you know, some of the other prizes as well. But we turn it to you, who has race winner Michael Thorpe Jr.
Yes, I do indeed. The race winner here, and the winner of the big bucks. He's going to break the bank tonight. Michael Thorpe Jr. in victory lane. Congrats, Michael, on the win.
Thanks, guys. I can't believe it.
Alrighty, well, take us through the emotions there. You know, near the end of that race, it was looking pretty bleak, like it was going to be a battle between Parker and Olsen, but that caution flies and puts everything back in the swing of things. And what was it like having to go through all those restarts there at the end to see if you could make it work and take the checkered flag?
Boy, I really wanted to finish it on the green, but well, first, apologies to Noah on the second restart. I didn't mean to get into him; just got real tight. And wow, I can't believe it. I knew I had to move Parker out of the way in order to get it, but he might not like it, but that's racing.
Alrighty, well, yeah, you know, coming off with the win there, you were able to hold off and make that move there at the end on Parker. You know, what was it like there? You know, that moment you were 3 wide, battling for the win, and you wound up getting that, you know, lucky caution there. I would say lucky, but you wound up getting the caution you needed essentially to get to the finish and to win it there. So what was that all like? You know, just at the end.
Well, I knew I was going to be pushing and going into 3 because I was on really, really old tires. So I was just hoping that I would get actually lucky, or Luke get loose on the bottom of me and spin. I mean, it worked out either way, but I hate to finish a race like that. But that's just crazy. I'm in such disbelief. I just won $125.
Alrighty, well, yeah, coming away with the win, not points paying, not going to help you in the championship hunt, but do you think this could carry some momentum for you here as this gets ready to roll into Sonoma here for the championship hunt? You're currently sitting, I believe, relatively close there on the points line. Let me get that pulled back up here. You're currently sitting fifth, down 3 points to the cut line. So you're right there on it. Do you think this could serve as some momentum to get you over that ledge there heading into Sonoma?
Well, Sonoma's a road course, and I did pretty good watching Glen, so just got to keep it out of the dust, and we should be good to go. And just I'm not really good at Sonoma, and because that's a track I'm not really used to, but just basically gonna go for a top 10 or a top 5.
Well, alrighty. So $125 richer. What are you gonna spend that money on?
Not yet. We'll find out here in a second.
Alrighty. Well, Michael Thorpe Jr., your winner here, breaking the bank and winning the Thanksgiving Classic here at Charlotte. Congrats again.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, and with that, why don't we go ahead and swap over to the big one, the one that matters somewhat the most, I would say. This is going to be important to all those watching that have raced this race. Of course, we talked about it, the Strigley Stats JCTV Racing Roulette. So we're going to roll this number 1 through 24, and the winner of the JCTV Random Roulette is going to be the driver who finished in 7th place, and I believe that was Jacob Locklear. So Jacob Locklear, the winner of the Random Roulette. So that's $20 there going to Jacob Locklear. So congrats to him on that one there. But man, what a race that was. What a finish that was there at the end to lead us to where we are now. What were your thoughts on the end of that race, Josh?
Oh, man, as I mentioned, I don't know if I've ever called a race that has ended under yellow. It used every bit of the green, white checkers, and the move that Michael Thorpe Jr. made was amazing. To get underneath Jonathan Parker, and even, just that whole restart. He did a great job. This whole race, it was a great race, and I think Charlotte was a great place to put this Thanksgiving Classic at. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, it was definitely a good choice for this race. And, we had it building up to be a pretty great finish as well, before the caution coming out, between Olsen and Parker. So they were building up to be a good finish. The pit stops became a very big part of, how things were going to play out, the cycle, the strategy, everything. But in the end, that late caution just threw that all out the window. And we saw what it took to win, what everybody was willing to do. And, it's just, at the end of the day, Michael Thorpe wanted it more. So, Josh, closing thoughts?
Man. Obviously, this is our only broadcast this week, and I have to say, this was probably a great one to have this week. Our other series are off because of Thanksgiving. And then this race here, it did not disappoint. I just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for putting on a great show. And happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe to everybody out there. If you drink, don't drive. Stay safe.
Alrighty, so that will do it for us here at Charlotte. As was mentioned, there's no more broadcasting this week for JCTV. All for Thanksgiving. Go out there, eat some food, celebrate with your family, and just have a good time. And then, of course, you've got Black Friday coming up, all the shopping stuff you got, do what you got to do. But the big thing, of course, is just spending time with your friends and family and your loved ones and, just celebrating, being here and being together. So that'll do it for us here tonight. Of course, Thanksgiving Classic wraps up here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Michael Thorpe Jr. walks away with the big prize. And of course, looking at your tentative schedule here for the next week on JCTV, next Tuesday we'll be racing at Sonoma, California. Road course racing here for the Slide Job Racing League. That's next Tuesday night, same time, same place. Then you'll see next Friday night, NAOR goes racing. I believe they're racing. Ooh, where are they racing? That's a good question. Josh, I believe you have their schedule because I do not.
Oh, it's going to be the Indianapolis doubleheader on the oval. 2 races, 38 laps each on the oval.
Alrighty, so Indianapolis next Friday night for NAOR, and then after that, Saturday, it's going to be the In the Pits News Truck Series, the juggernaut of JCTV. It's going to be a good race there. Coming off of the heels of Kentucky, we go on to our next round at Pocono, a very fun track, one that I love, the Tricky Triangle. That will be December 3rd at 8 p.m. on starting at 8 p.m. on JCTV. So that will be a wrap from us here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'd like to thank you for tuning in and watching. You all are the best. The best fans. Whether you're cheering on a driver or you're just watching because it's JCTV, we love you nonetheless. And I'm very, very happy that I get to do this stuff here with you guys here. So that will be the end of it. So we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving from JCTV. And with that, we say good night and farewell. Have a good night, guys.